What is up, guys? Delboy here. A quick prediction for Adam Kownacki versus Charles Martin. This fight is a heavyweight encounter and it takes place on the 8th of September on the undercard of Danny Garcia versus Sean Porter. And I've got to say, it's a fun fight. Adam Kownacki is a very entertaining fighter. He likes to come forward. He's very aggressive. He likes to brawl. He has a very good punch output for a heavyweight. You know, despite not looking in the best of shape, he does actually maintain a really good work rate. And he's just an all-round fun fighter to watch. Defensively, there's a lot of holes there. He gets hit a lot. But it kind of adds to the entertainment factor of watching Adam Kownacki fight. And as for Charles Martin, I feel he has a style that will gel quite well with Adam Kownacki's style. Charles Martin is a guy who, he's a southpaw. He likes to kind of paw with his right jab, and he looks for that long left hand behind it. On the come up, it looked like his left hand did carry some sort of power. He got quite a few knockouts on the come up. Granted, he's never really beat anybody, to be honest with you. So Charles Martin to this day, despite being a champion in the past, is still very unproven. His best win was against Tsar Glaskov. Obviously, that fight has an asterisk next to it. Glaskov blew his knee out in that fight. I felt Martin was winning, but, you know, it only went 3 rounds. So who knows how that fight would have turned out. And obviously after that, Charles Martin sold his belt, went over to England and got knocked out in a couple of rounds by Anthony Joshua. And since then, you know, he's had a couple of comeback fights. He's scored a couple of knockouts, but he's not been active at all, you know. He's not fought once in 2018. He fought twice in 2017 against low-level opposition. So, you know, Charles Martin coming into this fight isn't really active, and that's going to be a problem for him, in my opinion. But Charles Martin himself, you know, he's intriguing. He's got a quirky personality. Who knows what he's going to bring to the ring, but like I said earlier, stylistically it should gel quite well with Martin's kind of back foot game and counter-punching, mixed with Kownacki's pure pressure and pure aggression. The fight should gel quite well. I do feel that Kownacki is a big favourite going into it. Neither one of these guys have been particularly active, to be honest with you, but Kownacki's been more active. You know, he's coming into this fight with more momentum than Charles Martin. Charles Martin's reputation right now is down in the dumps. He's not fought once in 2018. He only fought twice in 2017 against very low level of opposition. So will ring rust be a factor for Charles Martin? Given his style, I think it's a high probability. Charles Martin likes to play the boxer. He likes to sort of gauge the distance with his jab and look for counter shots behind it and keep you at bay. That sort of style, you know, ideally you want to be active, you want to be in the ring 2 or 3 times a year. But obviously Martin hasn't been doing that. So how is he going to get his rhythm? How is he going to get his timing? How is his judgment of range going to be? I'm not so sure. I personally feel he might struggle in this fight, to be honest with you. And not only that, man, to me, he's not showed me anything in his career that suggests that he can handle the pressure of Adam Kownacki, to be honest with you. And despite him having a high knockout ratio, does he have the power to knock out Adam Kownacki? Potentially, but when he fought Joshua, when he fought Glaskov, he never really looked like a puncher. You know, when some people throw punches and you can just see by the way they throw, by the way they land, by the sound of their punches that they're a big puncher. Martin doesn't give me that impression. I don't think Martin hits as hard as his record indicates. And I really feel he's going to struggle to keep Kownacki off of him. Not only that, Martin likes to play the boxer, like I said, but he does have some horrible habits. So his jab is very, very lazy. We saw that in the Joshua fight. His right jab, because obviously he's a southpaw, he brings it back very slowly for a start and he brings it back low. And obviously Joshua timed that with his right hand, which led to his downfall in that fight. You know, he needs to tighten that up because Kownacki has a very good, quick overhand right, like a short right hand that he can bring over the top. And he could use that punch in particular to counter Charles Martin's jab on the front foot, you know. Watch out for that punch in particular because I think that is going to be a key punch for Adam Kownacki. Don't get me wrong. I think that Martin is going to find the target on Kownacki. I think most heavyweights will find the target on Kownacki, to be honest with you. So I do feel that Charles Martin can have success with his jab and with his long left hand, but ultimately I don't think he has enough to beat Adam Kownacki at this stage of his career. I think in an ideal world, he needed to be more active going into this fight, and not only that, you know, fought some higher level tune-up fights going into it as well. But he's not done that. I personally feel the pressure of Kownacki will get to Charles Martin, and I think it will play out similar to this Szpilka fight where, you know, he just gets ground down and stopped in the mid to late rounds. That's how I feel this fight's going to go. What do you guys think? Do you feel that Charles Martin can spring a surprise? I've actually seen quite a few people online pick Charles Martin. I was very surprised at that. But yeah, how do you guys see this fight going? Peace.